Hello, everyone. My name is Griffin Lynch, and today I'm going to be talking about the marketing funnel strategy for Hoka. So, a little overview of the brand. Hoka is a running shoe and athletic apparel company. Um, I'm going to be focusing specifically on Hoka's Instagram account and main website with this funnel. And so, some of the basics to understand about the Instagram. It has 668,000 followers, 2,070 posts. The account posts with a frequency of about a couple of times a week. And one interesting thing to note is the mobile app includes a shopping link on many of the posts, allowing consumers to purchase products. The conversion point for this brand, when a potential customer becomes a customer, occurs at the purchase of Hoka's primary product, which would be their shoe. So now I'm going to get into a little bit about Hoka's marketing funnel and its success. At the first stage, awareness. This is obviously user exposure to the product. What I've done is highlighted two sponsored advertisements on Instagram for the Hoka shoe, one of them from the brand itself, and the other from one of their retailers, Dick's Sporting Goods. And so it's interesting to note with user exposure is even though they're promoting similar products, advertisements are going to vary depending on depending on who is giving out the advertisement. So you see the difference between Hoka's and Dick's Sporting Goods. Hoka's is going to promote more of the action of the product, whereas Dick's Sporting Goods, the retailer, just promotes the product itself. So moving on to the next stage, interest consideration. After users have been introduced and exposed to the ad, obviously they interact with it by clicking the Shop Now button. And from here on out, we're going to be focusing specifically on the advertisement from the Hoka brand. So they click the Shop Now button, and then they're sent to the website. To kind of move users through this stage, what Hoka has done is basically presented a condensed version of their website with the URL available at the top here. So even when users exit out of the ad and exit out of social media, if they find themselves thinking, how would the Hoka shoe, would that be the product that works best for me? They have a place to go, and they know they have the website already in mind, and they can go back to it and revisit the brand there. And so just for reference, this is what that same page in the advertisement looks like on the actual website. Moving on to the evaluation and intent stage, one of the things that Hoka promotes on their website is the Shoe Finder quiz. And this is a great way to help users arrive at this stage of the funnel and also move them through it. Basically, this is going to help narrow down customers' browsing process for this product. It's a 6-question survey, and the goal is to match consumers with the product that is going to work best for them. It's worth noting that consumers have the option to sign up for a newsletter, but again, as the main conversion point for the brand is in fact the purchase of the shoe, that newsletter sign up is not something that would be required. Just so you can kind of see how it kind of streamlines the results and the browsing process and narrows that down. Here's the results page for a quiz. It's kind of at the tail end here of that evaluation intent stage. They're still there. They can look at their matches, customize the color, the size of the shoe. They can add it to their shopping cart, view the product in full, or if they want, they can go back and take the quiz again. Another interesting thing that's worth noting is this quiz is also heavily promoted on Hoka's Instagram page. The link is in their bio. So if a user was to be exposed to the Hoka brand through a follower's post that tagged the brand within the post, they would still be able to find themselves um, with access to the shoe finder quiz, just as someone was able to find it through browsing Hoka's website. Moving on to the conversion stage, there are a couple of actions that Hoka provides that get users here, and I'll move them through it as well. One of the things they do is RSVPing to events sponsored by Hoka and their retailers where users can demo products. Obviously, with the shoe finder quiz, it's helpful to know, is this shoe going to work for you? And so even besides the Hoka sponsored events, consumers can also take the shoe finder quiz and then just go into a retailer like Dick's Sporting Goods and try out one of the matches and see if it works for them. What the shoe finder quiz did was basically provide users with a starting point in their search. And so now as we get closer to the conversion stage, it becomes more about getting them to that commitment and getting them to try on the shoe. And so with that, Hoka offers a 30-day trial with a guaranteed refund. So basically here they're saying, you've explored our product a little bit, why not give it a try and see if it works for you? What have you got to lose? Moving on to the loyalty and advocacy stage, once they've kind of made the purchase of the product, it's all about sort of the engagement within the community. And that's one of the things that I found very interesting about this brand, was that it promotes the brand community as well as promoting its product. So like, for example, the Hoka voice blog, you can see how Hoka is engaging both with its product and with its work within the community, and by profiling some of its customers and athletes. Hoka also heavily promotes the customer experience with their products. They encourage sharing through their social media accounts. So if you have a Hoka product, you take a photo with it and you tag Hoka in your Instagram post with the hashtag #TimeToFly, you could be featured on their highlighted Instagram story page. And this is also a way for Hoka to turn customers into amplifiers for their brand. And these customers are now amplifying the brand and the product to their own audiences, which brings to mind this idea of social learning, where people become loyal to a brand and want to engage with a brand because they see a friend or someone they follow on social media do it. And this is also another way for brands to for the brand to bring in potential customers to the top of the funnel at the awareness stage. So maybe instead of being exposed to Hoka because of a sponsored ad you saw when scrolling through your feed, maybe a follower of yours tagged Hoka in a post, and that's how you were introduced to the brand. In terms of loyalty and encouraging repeat conversions, when Hoka promotes its products on social media, especially its newer products, they do provide a link to view the shop, where you can begin the process of purchasing the products. So it's encouraging that continued engagement even after you've made one purchase. When a new product comes out and you're following the page, you'll be the first to know about it, and also you'll be the first to have access to it because of the link on the post. So to conclude, overall, Hoka is very successful at moving users through its funnel, I would say, primarily through selling the community, as well as selling the brand to influence repeat conversions. The concept of social learning, as I just discussed, as a means to increase awareness for their brand, and also this idea of fascination and the application of Hogstead's passion trigger, which kind of reinforces this idea of being proud of being a part of the Hoka running community and reinforcing and like encouraging this passion for running. However, all that being said, one of the major hurdles that I noticed with the brand's funnel presented itself very early on, and that's the simple fact that user experiences are dependent upon how they engage with the brand. So as you see here, the Hoka sponsored ad would link to the Hoka page, whereas the Dick's Sporting Goods ad, even though it's retailing their product, it would link to a separate page. So those who engage with the brand through Dick's Sporting Goods are not going to have the same experience as those who were introduced to and engage with the brand through Hoka. But ultimately, I would say Hoka is pretty successful at moving users rather through its funnel. So that concludes my presentation. Thanks for your time.